Aditi Dwivedi, member of IIA Women Wing, Lucknow chapter. As we all know, it is one of the prestigious association headed by Ashok Agarwalji, working for MSME industries. As part of IIA Women Wing, we are taking small steps, initiating programs for better networking and social cause. I would request our Vice Chairperson, Women Wing, Lucknow chapter, Mrs. Anandi Agarwal, to formally welcome our esteemed guest and proceed further.
Thank you, Deepti. A very good afternoon to our speaker, Mr. Shobhit Narayan Agarwal, dear members of IIA Lucknow chapter and other chapters, and to our young minds present here. The reason I am driven towards this topic is because of the feedback from many of my friends and families, as we all are forced to live our life in this technology-driven and ever fascinating virtual world, more than ever during these pandemic times. Eventually, we did find our comfort zone there too, and it is a new normal. And during this adaptive journey, our children came out as super learners with all the gadgets, gizmos, and apps. The best thing about being a kid is having a whole world of opportunity ahead of you. It is fun, crazy time, and one that helps set you up for the rest of your life. However, they missed out on some of the very essential aspects of life, like going to school, hanging out with friends, playing outdoors sports, and interaction with other peer groups. All these played a very vital role in the development, especially in their growing up years. I'm sure that they will soon step back into the physical world. However, this new normal is inevitable too. Hence, it is more important than ever for them to align the virtual world with their physical selves. So friends, let's listen to our speaker on how to create the right synergy between our virtual and the physical worlds. Without further ado, let me introduce our talented guest speaker, Mr. Shobhit Narayan Agarwal. He's a life coach, career advisor, and corporate trainer. He's the man behind Happy Thinking Laboratory, set up in Lucknow University campus, intending to spread happiness and values in society. He's impaneled as a career consultant on the Sasakwanjan Leprosy Foundation board and providing his service across India. Shobhit brings 15 plus years of spirituality, professional career advising, counseling training, coaching experience. Now, I would like to hand it over to Mr. Shobhit to take it forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anandi, for that kind introduction. And I'm honored to be on this platform. I thank IIA for giving me the opportunity to address the student community and the parents. I'll now share my presentation. Please give me feedback if you're able to see my presentation. Are you able to see it?
Yes, we can
see.
Yes,
please go ahead.
So as the topic says that Gen Z, happiness during uncertain times, and we are all living in a time which is quite uncertain. We know that schools, they come offline and they come online as and when the situation arises all of a sudden. And what happens? There is a lot of change and adjustment that people have to do. Not only the teachers, the school, but also the families, home, and children. So how do we tackle this very, very important issue which everyone is facing? The next 45 minutes, we will be looking into these following points. We will try to see that how these uncertain times can be balanced. So we'll see to some solutions. We'll also see that there are a lot of distractions that are coming in this time because of information explosion. The world is at your fingertips through the mobile phone and through the laptop. Everything is readily available. So how to overcome it and to keep the mind and body healthy. Most importantly, the coping skills that we need to learn so that we are able to manage the situation better. And the most important thing is that the online and offline studies that people are facing a challenge with. Before I start the session, I want to know from the students that are you able to overcome distractions? Do we have a poll over here? Is somebody doing the polling here? Divya? Yeah. So if you see that there's a poll that has been given, and I want students to answer it. It seems that the question ended too quickly, maybe. Is it? Not yet. So students are answering now. Are you able to overcome distractions easily? Take your time. You'll see the full question on your screen. You can answer it.
Sorry to disturb. Your screen has some blocks on it. We can't see the questions.
Okay, can you see the question now?
The second question has a block. We can't read the question.
Okay, so the second
It has
question
certain black
is,
blocks.
okay, so I will read the question for you. The first question is, are you able to overcome distractions in life easily? And the second question is, do you know what you want to do in life? The first question is, are you able to overcome distractions in life easily? So we have got the answer for the first poll. I will end the poll now. And let's see what people are saying. So it says that okay, are you able to see the poll result? I need Deepti and
Yes, we can see. Yeah, we can see.
Anandi to kind of give me a feedback. Are you able to see the poll result?
Yes, yes.
So see, this is a group of parents and children over here. And we don't know that how many children are there in the session and how many parents are there in the session. So we see over here that the answer is yes. That there are a lot of people who are able to overcome distractions in life easily. Maybe they are elders, they're 67%, and 33% people have said that no, they are not able to overcome the distraction in their life easily. The second question, that do you know what you want to do in life? So 57 people have said yes, they know what they want to do in life, and 43% people have said no, they do not know what to do in life. It's a big group over here. However, when the pollings were done and this survey was done, across the country, it was seen that people are not able to manage distractions in this time easily. The word is easily. The word is not that you are able to do it or you're not able to do it. It is about being able to manage distractions easily. And the second is, do I know what do I want to become in life? So we see that over here we have children from 13 years and above. And the answer came, it was almost 50-50% in this group. It was 47% and 53% people. Now, before we start the session, it's important to also know the meaning of Gen Z. I was getting a lot of queries that what is the meaning of Gen Z? Gen Z refers to people who were born between 1997 and 2012. And the people who were born before 1997, they are called as millennials, or they're also called as Gen Y, eco-boomers, and digital natives. And they were born before 1977. So now I would want you to watch this video.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, can you please resolve the block because we are unable to get the points very easily actually. There's a sort of blocks.
There are patches of like small blocks on the screen, and the screen is not.
Screen is not clearly visible actually.
Screen is not visible.
Now it is clear. I think there is something with the PPT. Just stop it and start again.
Okay. Is it visible? Can you see? Deepti, can you give me a feedback? Are you able to see the PPT?
Yes, it is visible, Shobit, but then the block on the right side is still there. So because of that, we are unable to see.
Small patch is there on one side.
Yes.
But I don't see any patch on my system here.
Shobit, I'm sharing the picture of the screen on your WhatsApp, huh?
Yeah, please do.
Yes, Shobit, please check.
Yeah, give me a moment. I don't, okay. But it's not visible in my system, Anandi. I don't know what's the technical glitch. Now see, now we are facing a practical problem over here. Let us see a practical way of handling things. See, we were all well prepared that today we'll have this session. And students, you must be facing it during school days also. Yes or no? I'm sure yes, you're facing where the teacher will come prepared for the session and suddenly there's a technical glitch or there's some black block which children will say that ma'am, we can see the black block, and the teacher will say we cannot see the black block, and that would not allow.
All right, sir, you can carry on.
Yeah, that would
There's
not
not any
allow
issue.
us to to see that the time passes away without it being effective. So what do we have to do? We have to find alternative solutions, and we will not have to stop down. Now, this is a practical example. Now, see, the world is facing this situation. IIA would have wanted the session to be offline, but because of the COVID protocols, the session cannot be offline, and we did it online. Education has to go on. Now, in such a case, there was this video that I wanted to show you on. It was on, what students feel about careers and what they want to do in life. But some of our parents are not able to understand. Children, are you able to relate with that? Sumiti is there in the session. Ritika Agarwal is there. Pallavi is there. Pranav Rastogi is there. How many children are there? Could children raise their hands? Are children able to hear me? If yes, then please switch on your camera and raise your hands. It'll be nice if you can interact with me. Okay, Samrit Gupta has raised his hand. Advitva, Pranav Rastogi, Kea, Shilpi, Zaina. Great. So see, I can completely empathize and say that there comes a time where, what I want to do in life and what my parents or what the society wants me to do in life could be different. And within that difference, I need to find an alignment and a commonality. COVID is a time where getting even guidance has become a challenge. And to address that, we need to understand that we need to manage our emotions well. For example, if you were to attend classes and you have to study, I've heard that the entire year passes by and students are not able to study. We cannot let technology become a barrier to our education, to our holistic way of living. And we will have to find solutions. So one solution that I want to show you over here is, and I'm sharing my PPT in spite of the black blocks. Bear with it and go on. I'll speak about it. What you will have to do is you will have to maintain a routine. And when we maintain a routine, for example, the time we have to sleep, the time we have to wake up, the time we have to attend our classes, or the time we have to have our meals, there's a certain amount of structure that we are able to create. But if we don't have a routine, we say that, we had to do things online, but things are not happening. My camera is not working. We had to do things offline, but we don't have a car. And so therefore, it's completely okay to live the way it is because Omicron is present. No, we'll have to find ways to, balance it, and maintaining a routine is a very, very powerful tool in looking into it. Second is
Hello.
talk to people more about it.
Sorry to interrupt you, Shobit. I just want to say that can you please slide the presentation? Put it on the slide mode.
May I know who's speaking that?
This is Neha here.
So Neha ji, there's, I think, some technical glitch. So we'll have to bear with it. because we need to continue the session, and I'll continue my session as much as you can look in the slide good enough, and if you cannot, so you listen to the session then. Is that all right?
Yeah, it's better, but if you can do it on the, shift plus F5, it would be on the bigger screen and the block shift won't be there.
Shift plus F5. Okay,
Yes.
I'll try that also, as you say. And I think then we'll do last.
There is a request, 1 minute, Shobhit. Anybody who wants to say something, please put it in the chat. We'll try to settle it down. Thank you so much.
Better,
And
yes.
also I
Thank
would
you.
request that we will keep this as the last, last kind of settlement to the entire presentation in terms of the visibility or non-visibility, because we have only 45 minutes to go ahead, and the settling will take away the next 30 minutes that are left. So I think everyone is with me and everything would agree to this thing, right, Deepti? Thank
Absolutely
you.
right. Absolutely right.
Thank you. Right. So these are the things.
Shobhit, please unmute yourself. Shobhit, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Deepti,
Yes,
am I
sir.
audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead, Shobhit.
Okay. So I was saying that, these things will always come up. There will always be distractions. There will always be some confusion. Perfection is something that everyone is striving for. But my dear children and my dear parents, perfection is not what makes life happy. Perfection is not what makes life complete. If we think that when we reach that stage of perfection, our life would be happy, then I must let you know that life is a beautiful journey and we need to enjoy the journey. Whether online or whether offline, situations will come in life. And the situation will also cause kind of an anxiety. It will cause some kind of a panic. Maybe in some people it will cause certain fear. I've not been able to study. Maybe it might cause a kind of a conflict or resentment in the teacher's mind, maybe in the parents' mind, that we have not been able to deliver as much as we could have. But these are the situations that we have in life. And therefore, apart from maintaining a routine that will help us maintain the emotional balance, we also need to pay attention to our social connections. Rather than being isolated in one room, not talking to people, cribbing, complaining, it's very, very important that we speak out. We speak to our parents, we speak to our elders, we speak to our teachers, we speak to our peers and friends. The third point that I want to talk about here is self-care. When such things arise, number 1 is exercise. Number 2 is eating healthy food. Number 3 is, the daily activities that we need to do. That is about self-care. We should not neglect. When we do these activities, there's a certain sense of achievement that we feel. There's a certain sense of victory, a sense of that we have done something for ourselves. The fourth point I would say is that you need to get creative. Situations come, whether it is about exams, whether it is about this emotional stress that people feel, we need to find ways. A hobby is something that if you take up, whether it's about learning a language, or it is about gardening, it is learning a software, or it is about speaking, it is about singing, whatever it is, we need to learn something new and get creative. And the most important thing that I want to talk about maintaining the emotional balance is that we need to focus on things that we can control. Mere control mein kya hai? I need to ask myself the question, can I control my papa? Can I control my mother? Or can I control the school teacher? But can I control myself? Can I control my emotions? The answer is yes, but maybe I cannot do it right now. And therefore, when I follow these 8 points, I will be able to maintain my emotional balance and also control myself. With technology and with things going online, news has been reachable at the click of a button. And any news, whether it is negative news, whether it is waste news, we are just absorbing it all the time. We don't think twice before clicking a button. And then we spend a lot of time wherein we are absorbed, the mind is completely absorbed. And then we realized, oh, the time has passed by. So one very good way to maintain your emotional balance and to maintain that good state of mind is limit the amount of news, limit the amount of information that you're absorbing through social media, whether it is Instagram, whether it is Facebook, whether it is your WhatsApp, or it is any other platform, TikTok, whatsoever. So we need to limit the amount of news. And the 8th point is that we don't need to be afraid to seek help. Sometimes we feel, oh, what will others say? What would my teachers say? What would my friends say? No. It is completely okay to share about things that you're not comfortable about. But it's not good to keep it in your mind and suppress it. And then, because if we go into suppression, if we suppress our emotions, then it comes out in the form of psychosomatic diseases. And this is something that we don't want to be a part of. Now, this is a slide that I want to talk to the parents over here, the elders. When we are trying to look at the children's upbringing, nurturing, and parenting, these are a few skills that every parent should teach their children. Number one is do some little bit of laundry work that they can do on their own. Cook a small meal and do some simple working with electronics and gadgets, maybe repairing it, changing the the batteries of it. Simple work tasks. It's very important that these children learn, or changing the bulb or the tube light. The next point is that they should take care of the pets and the plants. Now, this is again a life skill when children, it creates a sense of empathy. It creates a sense of the sensitivity which is developed in the child when they start taking care of pets and plants, if you have any. Allow them to use simple tools. What kind of tools? It could be a plier, it could be a jack, it could be a scissor. Simple tools that they can use. Maybe that is how the children's mind grows. Like repairing a household appliance. Maybe it could be fixing a cupboard, which is where the door of the cupboard has fallen apart, something of that kind, and making their own bed. Children have a tendency to just get out of the bed, and parents have a tendency not to ask the children to make their bed. And they leave it on the servants to do it. I think the first thing when we get up in the morning and we make our bed is, you get a feeling of accomplishment. You get a feeling of having done the first task of the day well. We should also teach the children to write letters. Now, in this time where we have emails and we have WhatsApp, people have a tendency to just write 1 line or 2 lines. But when we send greeting cards or we express our feelings to someone, maybe in a form of a paragraph, that is also a very powerful way to help children develop the capacity to express in a written form. Allow them to wrap gifts. These are some tips, as you can see over here on your screen, that the children should be encouraged to do when they're living at home. We should not leave things on the servants, and we should not think that only studies or for them to get into these hobby classes will take care of everything. When we do these things, children learn the skills of planning, organizing, time management. Apart from this, I also want to draw the attention of my participants here that how you can reduce these distractions. We've been talking a lot about emotional balance. We've been talking about how the COVID situation has made things challenging for us. But one very good tool is after having the experience of what is happening in my day, in my life because of the situation, I can plan one day in advance. Before sleeping at night, my dear children, you can plan in advance what is it that you want to do. Kea, Advitya, Zaina, I can see you're all there. So this is what you can do. Raat ko sone se pehle, just plan. Tomorrow, what are the things I have to do? Do I have to study chemistry? Do I have to study mathematics? I have to attend music classes, or I have to do some kind of a yoga exercise, or maybe I need to cook a meal, whatever it is, we need to plan it out. This is time management, and then try to stick to it. There could be distractions. There could be some uncertainties coming into it, but if you have a plan, then you know what is your next step. Second is turn off the distractions. In today's time, notifications. The continuous popping up of messages is one big distraction. So maybe you can just turn off all unwanted, unnecessary notifications that are coming in. And when you're doing your studies, you're doing something of substance, then you can just switch off your social media. Next is you can practice meditation. Going in silence is a very, very powerful tool, which means you take a deep breath in and you take a deep breath out. Whenever you feel anxious and you feel, oh, I'm in a tiff, I don't know what to do now. So this is a very good method. Take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. And then take a moment, think about what is it you want to do, and then get there. Make small goals. Small goals about, you might have a course that would take around 8 hours to study. You can break it down into smaller goals and study chapter wise. So in these coming 3 days, I need to cover chapter 1. In the next 2 days, I need to cover chapter 2. And then when I set these smaller goals, I'm able to finish my target easily. Sleeping is important, and sleeping on time. Now, I would not say that you should sleep by 10 o'clock or 10:30 and you should get up by 5 o'clock in the morning. Students who can do that, excellent. Because now you are in your teenage life. If you can do that, excellent. But I've also understood that there are a lot of children who have a tendency to sleep after school hours, in the afternoon or maybe in the early evening. They take a nap for an hour or so, and they study till late night, and they sleep by 12 or 1. So if that is your biological prime time, I think parents, if they're comfortable with it, and they need to check that what is the scenario and the situation of their home, they can make these adjustments. It is completely normal and okay if your child have a tendency to study at late and sleep during the daytime, and vice versa. Next is, you feel that there is a time where, oh, you're done. I mean, I cannot sit more than 45 minutes at a stretch on my table, or I can't sit more than 60 minutes. Then rather than opening your social media, get up from your table and take a walk. Talk to someone in the family and then come back after 5-10 minutes. And one good thing that I personally do is, and I had been doing this even during my childhood days, was I would reward myself for activity completed on time, or an activity that I had, the time limit that I had given within which I had to complete my activity, my work. Once I completed, I would reward myself. I would reward myself by giving myself a chocolate, or I would watch like a 10-minute video, yeah, something like that. So these are some ways that I can use to get rid of the distractions. Now, this is something that I wanted to talk about, an emotional cup. Now, what is an emotional cup? Emotional, just like a cup has tea in it, or it has milk in it, full to the brim. But if there is a leakage, then the cup would not be able to hold that liquid in it. But in an emotional cup, what is it that fills our emotions? It is play. It is love. It is that togetherness. It is about this feeling of friendship. It is that one-on-one time that we spend with one another, doing things together. So when such activities we do, our emotional cup is full. But when there is rejection, or when there is anger, when there is yelling in punishment, or there is tiredness, our emotional cup begins to drain. There comes a little leakage in our emotional cup, and we need to plug in these leakages, and we need to fill our emotional cup with play, friendship, love, affection, connection, doing what I love to do, and so on. So normally I've seen that there is a sense of insecurity in children. There's a lot of competition also. I mean, recently I came across this class 12 student who's from La Martiniere School, and he wanted to become a cricketer. He played cricket very well up to class 10, but something came to his mind, and then since his parents wanted him to become an engineer, he cleared his class 12 boards. He got 87%, but he felt he's not good enough. And he took a drop year, but he couldn't get into IIT. And now he has an emotional breakdown. And this child is coming to me. Now, the parents are completely fine. They say, Beta, it's completely okay. You do whatever you want to do. But the child himself is not able to come out of that crisis. The peer pressure is really eating into his emotional cup. So, my dear children, it's very important that I tell myself that comparison is something that I need to stop. Social media is full with a lot of beautiful things that seem to us to be beautiful, but the truth is something else. And when we make our emotions dependent on comparison, then there is a lot of this feeling of lowness. I mean, this feeling of that I'm not good enough, others are good enough, all that feeling comes into us. So it works both ways. I mean, parents also have a duty to look into it, and children, you yourself also have to take charge of your own life. After 12 comes 13, you come into your teen age, and teenage is also a time where there is a lot of change happening, in your body. These chemical changes happening, and also the kind of attractions that begin in life. But having said that, with help and support system, with that we get through our school, or we get through our parents, or we get through such kind of sessions, we need to stick to it. We need to hold on to it. And it's not like we do it once and we leave it. It's about giving yourself that gift of experience, sometimes we feel like somebody would tell you that, it's very, very good if you eat healthy food, but your mind would want to have that pizza and that fast food. And you know what is right and wrong, but yet your mind would want you to eat that pizza or fast food. So I would have to sustain myself, and I have to tell myself on a daily basis that no, I will be eating healthy food. Once in a while, it's okay, but I will be eating healthy food. Similarly, all the things that I need to do to live a holistic life, as we just discussed in the slides that had gone by, I need to stick to it. And how can I do it? Through affirmations. When I constantly tell myself that I can do it, I can do it, I'm optimistic, I'm headstrong, I can move ahead, nothing can stop me, I'm invincible, things like these. I have a career and I'm working and I'm getting closer to it at each day. Challenges are there, but it will get over. I'm working at it. This is about how I use my different ways to cope to the challenges that I have. You can do this is also called as a positive self-talk. I told you about breathing, but sharing your feelings is also good. Rather than doing it bottled up, keeping your feelings bottled up, it's good to share your feelings. You can talk to a friend, somebody whom you feel that you can confide in. Listening to music is also good. These are some healthy ways of how you can cope. But the unhealthy ways, what happens is people get into shouting, screaming, fighting, or they can get into wrong ways of cigarettes or alcohol or that feeling of revenge, and they feel good after doing these things. They feel good, but these are all unhealthy ways of coping. So rather, we need to shift our whole strategy from an unhealthy way to a healthy way. Now, these are some 101 points that I have written over here that you can take help of, support of, to kind of charge your spirit, to come back into focus, and to deal with the challenging situation that you're facing in life. And see, at the end of the day, one-to-one conversation makes a lot of difference. Like this session that we're having, it's more about a general way of looking at things and solving the problems. But every person is unique and our challenges are unique. So if we want to talk about our unique challenges, we need to go on one-on-one. And if we think that maybe just listening to some YouTube video would do the trick, it will do the trick, it will be temporary. And we are looking at a more permanent solution, and a permanent solution is when we develop a self-support mechanism. So from being a dependent soul to becoming an independent soul, yet interdependent. From a dependent soul to an independent soul, yet interdependent, is where I need to reach at. And as you can see that organizing your bedroom, or closing your eyes to relax, doing a puzzle, and cooking some food for your family, or engaging in a hobby, drinking lots of water when you feel restless, or just hugging your family members, or sitting in the sunshine. These are some very, very good ways to elevate your mind. I'll move ahead. You can take screenshots of these slides that I'm sharing over here. And in case you feel that it is not visible, then I'll share the presentation later on to the organization, and you can take it from them. So see, what I would say is that, reflecting on your own self, reflecting on why certain things happen with me, will give you answers. If we go within, how would you go within? Like, ask a question to yourself. What caused it? I mean, the situation came, what caused the situation, and answer it. So the answer would go, it will come, the environment caused it. The situation, like the COVID has come. Now, what caused COVID? It is an imbalance of the environment, Mother Nature, and therefore we see that this has happened. Now, how do I deal with it? So these are the various ways and mechanisms. Rather than saying, "Pata nahi kya hoga," we don't know what will happen, and life has become very tough, and so we will live each day as it is coming without really planning anything. No. So meditation, or getting back into silence, journaling, writing, talking to others is a very, very powerful technique. I wanted to show you a video also, but somehow the presentation, I mean, there were a lot of glitches while I was doing it. Some black block is coming and whatnot. I will share that video. It's a very powerful video for parents and students to see. But at this moment, I want to do a exercise with me. It's called the breathing exercise that will help you align your mind with your feelings and emotions. Yeah. So sit comfortably in a seat wherever you're sitting. Sit comfortably with the back straight. You can keep your eyes open or closed. And take a deep breath in. Inhale. And exhale. Take a deep breath in. And take a deep breath out. And focus your mind on your breath. Normal breath. Feel the breath flow in and flow out.
Shobit, please unmute yourself.
Feel the breath flow in, flow out. Normalize the breath. Perfect. You can open your eyes. You can just do a little shake around and come back where you are. So this helps. Now I can do this for 1 minute, or I can do this for 15 minutes. So when I do this, I'll be also able to organize my thoughts. I'll be able to declutter myself. And this is a very powerful way of enjoying your own company. Also, decluttering your mind. It is, people are not able to sit with them. Just sit with yourself in silence, not doing anything, keeping your mobile phone away for 10 minutes. A lot of people cannot do that. But when I'll be able to do this, I have moved one step ahead from the challenges of emotional clutches. So with this, I would like to tell you that I work in the field of career counseling. I work in the field of counseling psychology, clinical psychology, corporate training, teachers training, and life coaching. We are a team of experts and professionals, and Golden Future is a public charitable organization. So if you have any concerns, you can always reach out to us. The contact number is given. And we are available on the internet as well, www.goldenfuture.org. And I think I'll put it a pause here. We'll be open for questions. If anyone has any questions, now you can write it in the chat box, or someone can take the initiative and on behalf of the participants can ask the question for me.
Shobit, I've received one question on my mobile.
Yes.
One student, Bhavika, is asking how to take care of time management. Every time I plan something and then I'm not able to stick to the timing.
Beautiful question, Bhavika. So you know what happens, Bhavika, is first I need to understand what is my interest. Something that I enjoy doing, something that I like to do. And time can be divided in two ways. One is your studies, and other is your home time, your school time and your home time. Now, school time is something that is unavoidable. Yes or no? It is unavoidable. So I'll have to kind of make myself understand that the subjects that I'm studying, what benefit it will provide to me. Many times, Bhavika, children, they don't have the understand. Why are they studying chemistry? Why are they studying a language, let's say French, how it will help them in the practical life? So if you have that understanding, it will be very exciting and easy for you to come back to your time schedule. Another thing is that I create a timetable for myself, my home timetable, with the activities and things that I want to do by communicating it to your parents also. Maybe you have it in your mind that this is what I want to do, but you don't tell that to your mummy or to your papa. Then what will happen? There will be a clash. There will be a conflict. Mummy will say that this is your sleeping time, this is your tea time, this is your playing time, and you're doing something else. So if you will tell them in advance, look, mummy, I've planned for the coming 1 month. This is how I'm going to use my time. And so they will support you in that endeavor. They will support you in that process. So time management would become easy for you then. From your sleeping time to your waking up time, you can write down, this is what I want to do, and create a buffer time also between. Buffer times means like a time, like you give a gap of, like when we started the session, there was a 5-minute break in the beginning because everyone had not joined. So if you give a buffer time in a timetable, you will not have the pressure that, oh, it's 5:30. Oh, it's 6 o'clock now. You can give that 5-10 minutes of buffer time in your timetable. It's a very good way to create a effective timetable. I hope that answers your question. If not, then please send me more questions.
Acha, there is one more question, but he has refused. Well, he has said, please, ma'am, do not take my name. The student is asking, at times I feel very low. What to do?
Oh, I know. Feeling low is something that everyone goes through. So number one, don't take it as something that only you are going through. Everyone goes through. It is important that you talk about it. Talk to someone whom you can trust, whom you can confide. Don't keep your feelings bottled up, beta. Why? Because you will not get a solution. So if you will talk, let's say if you don't want to talk to your mummy, there could be something, you know, that you don't want to share with your mummy. Then maybe you can share with your cousin. Maybe you can share with the teacher. But you must share it with someone, and gradually, you know, you will be able to get over it. Another thing is you need to identify the reason of your feeling low. Is it because you got low, poor grades? Is it because your friend spoke rudely to you? Or is it because you know, somebody was not feeling well in your family? What was the reason that made you feel low? Or is it because mommy did not cook your favorite food? You know, it could be any reason. So you need to identify the reason, and is that reason occurring repeatedly, right? Is the reason of your feeling low, when you have identified, is the same reason or is a different reason? And then through these various methods that we discussed in the session about coping skills, you know, we can inculcate that in a life and get rid and feel free, feel fresh, feel high.
Thank
Yes.
you, Shobit. In the chat box, there are many questions which mammas are putting. One question is, how can we concentrate on study by long hours without getting distracted? I think this one bacha has written. Arpit is asking, how can we concentrate on study for long hours without getting distracted?
So, my dear Arpit, this is a very good thought that you want to study long hours. Long hours, 1 hour is for 60 minutes. And you said hours, so it means minimum 2 hours you want to study. And long hours, you said, means 3 to 4 hours you want to study at a stretch continuously. But it is completely okay to take a break in between, because the mind has an attention span. The mind will also get tired. And it has said that after 45 minutes, the mind needs a little break. So if somebody has told you that, you know, sometimes it happens that comparison comes and we hear, you know, Rahul, you know, studies for 8 hours at a stretch. Rahul is preparing for IIT and he's preparing for NEET exams. And, you know, they study at a stretch for 4 hours, 5 hours. Look at that data. He's so good. He's so smart. But trust me, this is an exaggerated. It's like badha chadha ke bolna. Something about, you know, about a child to make you do something. But this is not the fact. So it's completely, you study for long hours, you take a break for 5-10 minutes and come back to it. And when you will do that, Arpit, you will see, you will be able to study long hours better.
Thank you so much, Shobhit. There is one more question from Alka ji, but I think it is from all the mammas. And
Yeah.
Making timetable is very good, but how to motivate kids to follow the same?
So, Alka ji, the timetable should be created by the children, and mamas should work with the children to create the timetable with them. So we don't leave the creation of the timetable like I don't take the responsibility. I will create my child's timetable. No, it doesn't work that way. When you create the timetable, you take your child into confidence that beta, from what time do you want to wake up? What time do you want to sleep? You know, you kind of empower them with decision making. And it's like, I wanted to tell you a story over here. You know, there's this bird, I think it's an eagle or some bird that, you know, takes the child up to 5,000 feet high when the child is you know, strong enough and is ready to fly. So that bird will take that, you know, that child bird up to 5,000 feet high and then leave the bird from there. But then the bird goes 4,000 feet down. It goes to the height of 4,000, 3,000, 2,000, and that parent bird is watching. If the bird is able to open its wings and fly, very good. But if not, the moment the child bird comes to 400 feet above the land, the parent child grabs the child bird and takes it away for the next time when that child bird is ready to fly. Now, when I say this, I'm trying to tell you to empower your child. Empower your child with decision making. Ask him what games you want to play, what time you want to play the game. See, you have only 24 hours, and at night, Papa comes by 10 o'clock, or he comes at 7 o'clock, and we need to have some family time also. So 1 hour is family time, 1 hour is your play time, and then you have to go for your tuitions also. And then Saturday, Sunday, you know, we have to go to Masi's home and we have to go to this uncle's home. So you talk like that and create a timetable and then tell the time, okay, now the timetable as per, now you follow it, and you tell mama if mama is not following your timetable. How would that be? You know, you tell your child that beta, you tell mummy and papa if mummy and papa are not following your timetable, all right? And they'll be super happy.
Thank you, Shobit. I have one question from fathers also. Out of
Yes.
affection, parents are not strict with the child. Is it required or not?
Okay, now just for a moment assume that somebody is being strict on you. How would you feel? Okay, let's ask the daughter-in-laws over here. How would you feel if your mother-in-law is strict? So definitely the answer is that it is not good to be strict with the children, but it is good to be firm with the children. So there's a difference between being firm and being strict. Strict has this negative, vibe to it, and firmness has this positive vibe to it. So I'm not yelling, shouting, or beating my child, or I'm not also stopping my child, controlling my child. When we begin controlling the children, that is when we are strict. But when we empower them by helping them create their own timetable and helping them follow it, and when they don't follow it, and we remind them that this is what you had to do and you haven't done, then you're being firm. You're supporting them with a lot of love and affection. So, affection can be expressed by being firm also. And children realize that, mommy, papa is saying it for my benefit. Yes.
Thank you so much, Shobit. So we have to keep a check on the time also. Before we propose vote of thanks, I would request all the participants to please switch on your camera so that a group photograph can be clicked. And then I would request Anandi ji to give vote of thanks. It's a humble request to all. Thank you so much. I really have good children. We really have good children. God bless everybody. Oh God. And the best part is not only the children, mamas and papas have also attended. It's worth appreciating. Thank you so much, everybody. I can see 50% of cameras on. Very good. May I?
Take a picture.
Thank you so much. Anandi
Thank you
ji.
so much.
You to please take Anandi ji, you are mute. You are mute. Please unmute yourself.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Thank you for this wonderful session, Shobit. We love the techniques in which you have pulled everyone, and also for the key points to create the right balance within our lives and that of our children. And my advice for our young minds is to be sure to choose those things that keep your future open and pointed towards your goal and dreams. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending this session. Thank you so much, Shobit, for this engaging and eye-opening session. And we are motivated and will be hosting many more sessions in future. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much
Shobit,
for the opportunity.
share these slides so that I can forward it to the attendees, because they are requesting, especially that slide of 100 ways which you had
Yes.
told. So
Yes.
they would
So,
want to know.
so dear
and
children,
really-
yes, I will share everything. And dear children and parents, I so much wanted to do an activity and show you these videos, but somehow, it didn't work. But maybe next time. And I was so happy to connect with you. I can see your faces, Zaina, Pranav, Arpit, Aditya, Pavni. I can see everyone. Wonderful, wonderful. I had a great time. Take care. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
participants.
Deepti, thank you very much. And I'll request you to kindly ensure that these sessions are, held and with the wide publicity, because more and more children will be beneficial. And Shobhit has such a wonderful session here. Thank you very much. We are delighted. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, you can leave.
I am requesting everybody to leave
please
the session
leave.
so that I can leave, because it is bad manners to leave before everybody has left. I'll give you a title.